This is an excellent place to start because your budget should be able to point you in the right direction. A detailed breakdown of your income and expenses might assist you in determining where you can make the most of a difference if you want to turn things around. This is one of the reasons why you should maintain a detailed budget for work. Your budget may include transportation, food, clothing, and any other expenses incurred while you are working, especially if your employer does not provide an allowance for these necessities. To make your budget work, you must first identify all of your revenue sources. This method gets much easier if you only have one source of income, such as a day job. If you have a second employment, you must include the income from it as well. The next step is to develop a list of all the expenses you will incur in order for you to perform your work. It is a good idea to try to keep track of all of your monthly expenses, from the largest to the smallest. This helps you to keep a detailed record of your expenses. You may be having problems saving money because there are numerous factors that urge you to spend your money, particularly at work. This is an excellent opportunity to figure out which ones you can cut back on and start working on it. You must exercise extreme caution throughout this stage of the process because you may begin to eliminate expenses that you genuinely require and are critical to your financial well-being. One of the most common areas of overspending is in your food bills. When busy at work, you may need to order takeout lunch or order delivery. This might be a costly decision, as the New York Post reports that Americans can spend up to $70,000 on food delivery and takeaway throughout their lifetime. You can begin learning to cook and even consider batch cooking and purchasing in bulk to save money. This way, you may acquire what you need at a lower price and prepare it ahead of time, so you don't have to cook every night. Your co-workers' financial habits, like your friends, might have a major impact on yours. If your coworkers are frugal, taking lunch to work and boiling coffee in the office, you're more likely to save money than if they enjoy regular pricey lunches and happy hours. To protect your budget, set your own limits and make it clear how everyone will divide the bill when you go out to lunch or for drinks. Similarly, in determining for yourself how much you can easily commit to office gifts or holiday gatherings, being open about your financial situation is the best approach. Just say that you are saving money for something you really like. Maintaining a social life, especially at work, is not cheap, but there are ways to ensure that what you do in your spare time does not break the bank. Examine the excessive expense of social events and our suggestions for less expensive and equally enjoyable alternatives. A night at the cinema. It is always fun to get together with your colleague at work and see the latest blockbuster picture, but going to the theaters is more expensive than ever. The average price of a movie ticket is reaching $9, and it is already higher in major cities. Furthermore, many theaters now charge an additional fee for movies showing in 3D or IMAX. When you add in the cost of popcorn, candies, and drinks, you're looking at an event that costs at least $25 or more per person. If you do that a few times a month, the charges quickly pile up. But you do not have to break the bank to see a good movie. It is just as much fun and far less expensive to host a movie night at home. You can see new movies for a few dollars thanks to streaming and on-demand services. If everyone brings their favorite movie snacks and drinks, the entire evening costs less than $10 per person. Going to a restaurant. Did you know that Americans spend more money on eating out than they do on groceries? If you make a habit of eating out or ordering takeout all the time, you'll soon find yourself with very little discretionary income to spend on anything else. One of life's greatest pleasures is gathering friends for a good meal, but it doesn't have to take place at a restaurant. Challenge yourself and your friends to cook at home and share the results with a potluck at work. Keep things fresh, pick a cuisine, such as Italian or Asian, and assign everyone a component of the dinner, from appetizers to dessert. Everyone will save money, and no one will be forced to pay more than their fair share of the bill. A weekend away. You are not alone if you feel it going to be an empty wallet when someone says, "Weekend away." When you factor in the cost of gas, meals, activities, and housing, a brief little break can end up costing a few $100s, potentially blowing your monthly budget. So, are you stuck doing the same old thing this weekend? Not at all. Instead of leaving town, gather your friends for some local sightseeing. Visit all the places you've always wanted to travel to but never had the chance. This could include well-known museums, historical sites, or outdoor activities. You'll have a new perspective on your hometown and a stronger affection for it. Thank God it is Friday. TGIF. Frequently every Friday afternoon and your coworkers are eager to unwind with some light conversation and a few drinks at happy hour. It is entertaining, to be sure, but it can also be costly. What starts as 1 or 2 drinks generally escalates into several, and then everyone starts ordering food. Before you know it, it is 11 p.m. and you need to hire an Uber to get home because you had one too many. You have already spent your entire weekend budget before the weekend has even begun. Instead, arrange a get-together at someone's home after work. Contribute so that the host may offer mixers and snacks, and everyone else can bring their own alcohol to share. Going shopping with colleagues. It starts out as a plan to go window shopping with a colleague from work, but before you know it, you are in the fitting room with a bag full of goodies, then whipping out your credit card at the register. Recreational shopping is nearly usually a recipe for an overspending incident for many young professionals nowadays. It looks like that many marketing strategies of different boutiques and department stores are doing great. However, this unplanned spendings must be minimized and avoid as much as possible. A much better and less expensive option is to organize a closet. There are most likely some clothes that you have not to wear for quite some time. Plan ahead for the which set of attire each day. Doing just that will probably make you lose interest in shopping for new outfits. This way you can just easily say on the store that did not find any you like, and you still have new clothes you have not worn yet. Keeping personal and business expenses separate. There are some things in life that go well together and others that do not. Business and personal finances are two things that should never be mixed. Although it may appear to be a hassle to keep them separate, who wants to manage all those bank accounts? In many cases, separating your personal and business finances, particularly your expenses, will greatly simplify your life. Most of the time, the distinction between personal and business expenses is obvious. A business expense is any expense that is directly related to your business earning an income. If you buy something for your business, it is a deductible business expense. If you buy something for personal use, that is considered a personal expense. If you use something for both business and personal purposes, such as a laptop, you can only claim a deduction for the amount you use for business. So, if you use your laptop for business 75% of the time and for personal use 25% of the time, you can only deduct 75% of the cost of the laptop. Whether you use something entirely or partially for business purposes, you must keep track of your purchases. You can deduct a portion of your business expenses if you have a home office. Paperwork and taxes will be less difficult to manage, and you will have a better understanding of how much money you spend on your business.